Very good morning to you. If you're just joining us, let's bring you this story now. Days of darkness are back. Eskom has introduced load reductions in certain areas. The SA Photovoltaic Industry Association says government must implement the integrated resource plan for 2019 as the COVID-19 response. Now, the association's chairperson, Wido Schnabel, joins me via Skype now. Mr. Schnabel, thank you very much for your time. Firstly, explain to us what the Photovoltaic Industry Association is about and the role it plays specifically in the area of electricity generation.
Yeah, thank you and good morning. So photovoltaic is basically taking sunlight and converting it into electrons. There's a similar kind of thing that you might know that is photosynthetic synthesis. That is, plants do that with sunlight and converting that into plants into cells and stuff like that. So we do the same, but we just take the sun and produce electrons, which can be used to switch on the light.
So explain to us then the subject matter that you are talking to us about this morning, why it is that the possibility of electricity interruptions right now presents an opportunity for an industry like yours.
So we knew that we are in an energy crisis already for quite some time, and the IRP, the Integrated Resource Plan, gave us clarity what will happen in the near future, and we were really like to ask that to be implemented. The situation was also called out by Moody's, who downgraded us in March, and the biggest issue is that we can't restart an economy if we don't have the required electricity or energy to that. So now, why we are confident that we can help is that we basically have the capacity to get very quickly to the grid. So that is one of the real advantages of solar PV. We can build megawatts to the grid very quickly. I'm a bit astounded that now, after the IRP has been out since October, we haven't got any round 5 build program out yet, so which was basically announced that we can go on with the reprogram. And there are a few other things that are keeping us back, which is the rooftop or the embedded program, as we call it, which has got a limit to 1 megawatt rooftop installation. So we're asking for that to be lifted so that we can put electrons to the grid. It's imminent. We need it urgently.
Yeah. From your vantage point, Wido, what is at the center of delays to implementing the Integrated Resource Plan 2019?
Well, I think it needs to be implemented by DMRE and NERSA are the two that are responsible for that. So we need both of them to really get together and drive this. We have heard during the meetings yesterday and the day before that the IPP officers said they're only going to start procuring in second quarter of 2021. My question is why? We've got the IRP out in October. Why didn't we start in November? So, but if we would have started in November, we could have had already a couple megawatts to the grid by now. So that is really the request, and what you see now, what is happening is that big industry, Sasol is one example, have already issued requests for tenders for 600 megawatt for their requirements. So what's happening now is that industry is going ahead and building these things and say we need to get energy, otherwise we will not survive. So that goes from big users like the energy intensive user group companies, but also for small people like a home that puts solar onto their roof to become more and more independent and to contribute here.
Minister Mantashe, has it been of help or a hindrance?
So We've been in contact with him quite a bit, and it is interesting that he has called for a forum that we gonna talk to each other and explain ourselves. I'm a bit astounded that all of a sudden now we put out a nuclear program of 2.5 gigawatts, which I would say, why are we talking about nuclear? Because it doesn't fit, first of all, the IRP. Secondly, we all know that nuclear will cost us much more than we have seen so far. And for that also, I can see that, who can be quick? Nuclear takes another 10 years to get to the grid. Solar and wind can be very quick, and that's really what our call is. There are other technologies that could come in then to give us base load, or basically what we need is flexible load. So people or technologies that can come in quickly and get out quickly. So when the sun sets or when we have got peaks in the evening or in the mornings, it's something that can come in there, and that could be done by gas.
Yeah.
And it could be done by batteries. Battery prices are coming down every day. And we see also that there could be a hydrogen solution, for example, that could be much quicker than building nuclear.
All right. Wido Schnabel, thank you very much for your time, chairperson of the Photovoltaic Industry Association.